Okay, item number 2 is public comment. If you have a desire to bring public comment, I'm going to ask that you stand at the podium now. Anyone desiring to bring public comment, I ask that you stand to the podium now for the third time. Anyone that has public comment, please stand at the podium now. That was the third time, and at this point, we will receive no other public comment after, I'm not certain who's the last one. After Mr. Smith. Clerk, please.
Madam Mayor, I have a couple of documents.
Go ahead, well, state your name.
Is this only want me to pass them out so people can peruse them while I'm speaking, or if you want to do that?
You can come forward.
How mic is that on?
Okay, you go ahead whenever you're ready.
My name is Rosie Williams-Babe. I'm here tonight as a resident and as the director of the library. We'll go with the library first because it's the quickest. In front of you, you should have some information about the Halloween event, as well as the Touch a Truck event for the fire department. We would like to coordinate the Touch a Truck event for Fire Prevention Week, and I would just like to give everybody enough notice about the Halloween event. I know last time we had some trustees who were unable to make it, but did donate candy, and we appreciate that. This time, hopefully, we can make it. The other information I have, as a resident, I live on 215th, right down the street from the school. Behind me is a forest. We've had 2 tornadoes or retros, whatever you want to call them, in the past couple of weeks. My electricity pole did not get shut down, but the neighbors on both sides of me, theirs did. And it's because of the vegetation that is behind our property lines. I've talked about this as a trustee, I've talked about this as a resident. It's village property, and I know that because it's in the library district, so I know it's village property. It needs to be maintained. We were one of the last streets in the village to get power back both times because they had to replace the poles. Our trampoline got damaged. The neighbor next to me, their fence got, both fences got damaged. But on top of that, we get all types of vermin and everything else from behind there because it's a literal rainforest, it's marshland. Regular lawnmowers and things like that cannot touch it. I've attached to you some pictures. I've lived there since 2012, I think. So I've attached you some pictures along the way of how it was and how it is now. Also, I attached a copy of the article, it's a partial copy of the article. I'm sure you're aware, Indiana has a class action lawsuit against NIPSCO because they failed to maintain the vegetation and it caused power lines to fall. This is exactly what happened behind my house and the houses around me. I'm not threatening any litigation currently, But I do think that it is something that it needs to be addressed.
1 minute.
I don't know if this is something that the village wants to talk to ComEd about, a joint project. I'm not sure how to go from there. I'd be happy to sit on any type of panel, but this is something that is becoming problemsome for myself as well as my neighbors, and I would like to know what the board would like to do about it moving forward, because Illinois has moved into a tornado alley. This is not the last storm we're gonna have. This will be an ongoing problem from my block, and I'm sure there's other places in the village where this affects as well. Thank you.
I'm going to ask that you give Mr. Conway your address. Thank you.
Would you like to do that now?
Before you leave,
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Frank Alvin. I'm here just for one reason. My wife has been trying to get a tree limb taken down out of a place right there near our home. And the reason why she doesn't want to, because the grandkids and
sir, can you
neighbors
hold the
next
mic
door,
closer?
they love to play together. And they love to play out there. And it's difficult, but I would like for somebody to look at that tree branch, because it is big enough. If it falls on one of the kids, even if it falls on me, it could hurt me bad or even destroy me. So it would, even though you got branches piled up, that branch has got to come down something different. So I would like to see it come down. Now, 2 years ago, I would have climbed up there and cut it down and brought it down myself. And told them.
I'm going to ask that you give your address to Director Conway as well.
But it is 2940 and 2946. My address is 2946. From the 23rd place. It's between the next house and mine.
Thank you, sir. You can just pass the mic to the person behind you.
Natalie Hinko. I have two concerns. I had put 2 complaints in already with the village hall about 2 big potholes in front of our house. They fixed it before with the gravel rocks, and all the rocks are in our driveway now, and the hole about 8 inches deep. And the second concern is when we had the power go out from the last tornado that we had. My concern, I thought the state was that if there was an emergency, that the firehouse would be open for a resident. My dad's on oxygen, so he has to be on oxygen 24/7. He has a machine to breathe. But my concern was they only stay when they're open. When they leave, if there's a call, they have to leave. So my concern is, what do you do for residents that are in need of electricity? Because he needs that machine to breathe. So my concern is, like, if the power goes out again, is there a safety for residents that are in need, that need oxygen? Just not for my dad, but for someone else that's in the village.
That is something that we are looking into. We had an emergency management meeting last week, and it was discussed.
Okay.
So
And
we
also,
will be
maybe you
planning
guys
for
could
that.
do, maybe like, even if the residents want to get involved, maybe do like a safety committee, come up with ideas for the next one, because, like Rosie said, there's gonna be more tornadoes, winter's coming with snowstorms, electricity's gonna go out. People couldn't get to their medicine, Walgreens was closed, so what's the next step that the village is gonna do? So that's,
It's
my-
possible, management team, that when we have our next meeting, we can invite a resident to get their perspective as well. Is that something that's doable?
I mean, I understand that the power comes on first here. Could this be like a safety place for someone who has oxygen? Well, somebody came on first before our power came on.
Okay, we don't do back and forth.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, could this be, somewhere the power does come on first? Could this be somewhere where someone can come and plug in their oxygen instead of going to the firehouse? Because they would have to leave if they had a call, or
Thank you. We've heard it. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'm Francine Anderson, and I do have some concerns. First of all, I want to thank Public Works and any of the volunteers who helped with the tenacious effort in order to get our community back to some sense of normalcy. I also want to thank Trustee Burns and Trustee Jones for their back-to-school program, and Trustee Sterling for volunteering, and Clerk Williams for also offering support, and you also, Mayor, for dropping by. I thought it was a very successful program, and the families that got an opportunity to be blessed by the programs and the items that were given out were truly appreciative, and they appear to be very enthused about the activity itself. Number 3, my greatest concern, I would like to know who gave the attorney at the last meeting that I attended to read into the public records the evidence that was obtained in an ongoing lawsuit. I am sure it was done to embarrass the previous mayor, Derek Burgess. But it brought to mind to me that we are not being considerate of how we spend village funds, because I am sure that attorney was paid for the hours that he spent here. And to read something that is on record from a lawsuit, I am sure gave us some additional liabilities that, of course, we will sooner or later have to pay for. And just a reminder for those of you who have forgotten, Mayor Pruitt, you was the clerk at that time. Clerk Williams, you was a trustee. Trustee Sauk, you was a trustee. Trustee Burns, you were a trustee. And Trustee Johnson, you were a trustee under a lot of opposition. When these actions occurred under the fraudulent floor, we also have to remember that the responsibility of the village remains with the mayor and the trustees, whether it is positive or whether it is negative. So I would say you resume your responsibility for all of it. So since the north side is not clean as of yet, I'm asking you to take responsibility for getting it clean, just like the south side. I drove around just to see how bad the village was. And the north side is really in bad shape. You have 2 residents before me that talked about it, and I'm sure there's some behind me that's talking about it. We have mosquitoes and again, all kind of rodents and animals that are everywhere because we have had no significant cleanup in our area. Not saying that the Public Works is not doing what they need to do, but we need more
I'm
assistance.
sorry, your time is up. Thank you.
So how you doing? Yeah, like,
Please state your name,
Ramanda,
last name.
Mike,
Thank you.
like Rosie said, outside of the, street is terrible. Everything over there is terrible. We have rodents, we have roaches. I never had seen a roach in my life since I've been out here. It's very terrible. And for you guys not to have the people come out to get those branches up, it's gonna be terrible. Let the winter hit, it's gonna be real terrible. If it don't come around by the winter time, it's gonna be terrible. I mean, I don't understand it. And then you tell me that you can't go in people's backyard. The houses that are empty and ain't nobody in the houses, you can't even pick those branches up. They won't even pick the branches up because they in empty houses. I stay by an empty house. And in the wintertime, it's gonna get crazy. And I have kids. I have a kid. And I don't want nothing to happen to my kids.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees. Madam Mayor, I bring you greetings from Constance Street. We want to thank you, Public Works John, Chief Sanders,
Certainly.
She dared him for the special attention that you gave to us for this block party. We thank you. We thank you all for the effort that you put forth. And the main concern is that from one of our tenants, one of the residents on our block, 1600 Constant starts the beginning of Constant. For some reason or another, 1600 is always missed when it comes to doing anything on Constant. Our tenant, our resident, Miss Tanya Oliver, she constantly asks us that when things start happening on the block of Constant, please start at 1600. We understand her house, her door faces Peterson, but everything else is on Constant. And her address is 1600 Constant, not Peterson. So we're asking in the future, anything that's being done on Constant, please start at 1600 Constant. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Sebastian. I get up
Last
here.
name, please.
Sebastian. I get up here and I mess up my names sometimes.
We can't hear you.
Sorry. I say some things sometimes that I probably shouldn't say. But this is kind of like, it bothers me this time. Well, first off, I want to thank, I don't know who it was, but somebody got those trees in my front yard. I was the only person. So I'm appreciative for that. I got a ticket or a violation code, whatever you call it, from the village. My car was parked. It was on. I was blocking the sidewalk. I was. I just pulled in, got out, and I left. But then the other day, I was driving down the street on Olivia, and I saw two cars, Camaro, and was it a Camaro? No, it wasn't a Camaro. I don't know. But it was a Hummer and a Corvette. Thank you. Parked, and it was blocking the sidewalk. And I'm like, I got a ticket for this. They didn't get a ticket for this. I know they did. I just know they did. So then I called the police, and the police do absolutely nothing about it. Come to find out, it was Trustee Burns, I believe, cars. And I'm like, how does her cars get to block the sidewalk? And I think the Hummer is still blocking the sidewalk right now. I'm like, how does her cars get to block the sidewalk, but mine don't? So I'm asking the village to get rid of my ticket or issue Trustee Burns her tickets. And I want them retroactive, backdated, because they're there every day. They've been there every day. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I drive past her house, the block, just to see if the car's there. And they are. You know, the cop I called, he was a really nasty guy. He filed a complaint against him. Never got a follow-up. Chief still waiting on that. But he told me officer's discretion. That's selective enforcement, and that makes me fear that the police officers we have here in the community are only here for certain residents and not all
1 minute.
residents. Thank you. And that's just, it really bothered me. Like, that really bothered me that my car got that ticket. I don't even get tickets. Then I come up here to file the police report, and I park in the handicap spot. I have plates. I'm a disabled veteran, I'm sorry. So I have disabled plates. I got amnesia. I walk out the building, I'll get confused, and I'll walk home. You know, it happens. But he then starts yelling at me, and he didn't even check the plates.
Who is he?
Officer Sergeant Jones, I think. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if you were talking about.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Officer of the peace or not when you said he. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's some sergeant that dealt with it. He started yelling at me about the freaking parking spot, and I'm like, I'm here to file a complaint. But my complaint is that Trustee Burns' vehicles, Madam Mayor, are parked across blocking the sidewalk, and they're still there. And I'm expecting that she does get her citation. Thank you.
I'm going to ask, if you don't mind, Chief, can you give a response?
You did get a ticket though, right? This happened, it's not back and forth. What it is,
I don't need a response, thank you.
Hello, everyone. right quick?
I have an issue that's over 15 years. I've heard we need to be patient. I don't have any more patience. Patience is costing me money. If my neighbors could rest on their feet, it is causing an issue with our property. We have a lot behind us. It don't have to be a storm, just a heavy rain. It's in our basement. Mud in my basement. What is it going to take for our property to slide off the foundation? I don't understand. I've been told years my development is the highest tax paid in Sauk Village. They did come out 1 year and put dirt down, but that's been over 15 years ago. You can't even hardly see where they put the dirt. I have damaged property. My neighbors have damaged property. The window well fill up with water, bust through your basement. If anybody ever mopped the floor, poured the water in the toilet, that's how it's coming through our window. This ain't no trip. This ain't no every now and then storm. It's a heavy rain every time. And this is what we've been going through. I have the builder of Lincoln Meadows' phone number. There can't nobody seem to know who it is, where she is. I'm just praying, hoping to God that it works. Would you like this?
I said 1 minute, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's it?
So you got another minute.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean to interrupt
You want
you.
the phone number?
I've asked for it.
708.
You can just get it. We don't want to broadcast.
Okay, we'll do that.
I can get it.
Right now.
I'll take it. You can give it to me when you're finished, but you continue your time.
Okay, but for now, that's all I have.
Thank you.
I'm just hoping that somebody is hearing our cry and do something about it.
I'll take that as Mr. Finch. I would like for you to give the most recent update in terms of what the village has done over the last couple of weeks to help the residents of Lincoln Meadows. If you say that it's, okay, no back and forth, please. We can't do that. No.
So ma'am, we did go out, I did go out there about a week ago, myself, the Public Works Director, as well as Lansing Drainage Ditch. So Lincoln Meadows is scheduled to have a vector truck come out and suck out the manholes, because we did see that some of the manholes are covered up. Once we do that, we're going to hopefully see that the water inside the manhole goes down. That's stage one. The second stage is to look at the culverts to see if they're damaged. And if they're damaged, then we'll find out what it's going to cost to repair those culverts. The third step after we look at the culverts is, like you said, there is some dirt that we can build up that berm that's in back of yard. I think I went to 3 houses, so we're going to try to build that up. So we have not just not paid attention to your request, but we are in the process of doing, like I said, cleaning out the manholes and then go there. But there is a 3-step process. You can always call me or email me to get a follow-up, but I am aware of it, and we did bring out the necessary people. In addition to that, you mentioned about the developer. The engineer's here with me. Last week we spoke to her. We're going to look at the original plot to see if the developer went through the necessary things to make sure he or she checked off everything before they start building those houses. Now, whether or not we can do anything about that, because those houses were built in 1990s, in the late 90s, we don't know, but we are working on addressing the issue. So you will get an answer within the next couple of weeks for sure. Yes, because it's, like I said, we're doing it in 3 steps. So we want to do the manhole, because right now if you look at the manhole, the water is high. So once we suck out all the soot and everything, hopefully it will clean it out and then it will flow into the proper drain. If it doesn't flow into the drains, then we're going to look at the culvert and see where, if anything, is there's a blockage or it's broke. But we are aware of it.
I'm sorry, Ms. East.
Yes, we're gonna work on it. We're gonna try to figure out, but we'll give you an answer and hopefully be the ideal solution, but we are working on it. You're welcome. No problem, you're welcome. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Madam Mayor, to the clerk, to the trustees, seated individuals, to the residents of Sauk Village. I am also a resident of Lincoln Meadows.
Your name, please?
Willie Miller.
Willie Bowman?
Willie Miller. And I called the United States Department of Agriculture. They came out. And also, as Mr. Finch mentioned, Jeffrey Morton came out, commissioner. And they both agreed that it's a village problem and it has to do with the builder as well. It's not our responsibility to take care of this. As you mentioned, the drain, there's only one drain back there. The water, as you saw from my house, I sit the lowest. So all the water is coming down from our homes, all of our homes, and it hit me because I sit the lowest. And as she mentioned, when it rains, just normal rain, it comes through our window. And I showed you guys the pictures before, trustees. So yeah, it's heartening. And you told me, Mr. Finch, that you would call me, which I never heard from you. I called and left you a voice message. I still didn't hear from you. And me personally, I'm fed up as well. I'm totally fed up. So we have to take legal actions. That's what we will do. The residents of Lincoln Meadows, that's what we will do. Because 15 years is too long to constantly having the basement flood with mud and water. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My foundation is Fix Yourself.
Please state your name, sir.
My name is Elmer Winters, retired staff sergeant. Listen, we got to work together. If y'all need somebody to volunteer and help each other, it look bad. We look bad. We ain't helping each other. It starts with us.
Yes, it does.
I would volunteer anytime, picking up trees. If somebody say something and get us together, we all get together. We help each other. That's the biggest problem. Everybody ain't trying to help each other. This new store that they just put up on the top right here, my basement wasn't flooded until they put that store up. That new store, that new gas station, it flooded on the other side, but it wasn't flooding on this side. Now it floods on both sides. Something wrong. Somebody did something wrong. Okay, but if you work together, if you need somebody to volunteer, we all volunteer, we'll pitch in and work with each other. I ain't throwing no salt. Let's just work together.
Thank you, sir.
David Smith, resident. First, just want to start off on a positive note. You showed up and you did our house specifically. Came straight to the middle of the block. I do appreciate that for knocking out our trees for us. Now, to the questions. Number one, late payments on the invoices, on the accounts payable. I still see spring payments on here from, earliest one is 3/24/26. Like, why are we still paying invoices from the spring of this year? Seems like an awfully long time to still be paying for stuff. Olson legal bills. And they're another one of the late ones, because they're on here from April. Why are they taking so long? I spoke on this last week, to invoice the village. I'm really concerned, because I kind of have some insight based on me being involved in some of these cases, that they're going to just hit us with a big six-figure invoice that we're not going to be prepared for. Can they at least give us somewhat of an invoice just so that we can have somewhat of an idea how much we owe them? Because I'm kind of concerned that when they give us the big one, we might not be able to handle it financially. Next thing, the Cook County water bill repayment program. Madam Mayor, are you aware that a lot of residents that got the letter from your office were not behind in their water bills? I've had a lot of residents ask me why they received this blessing when they technically didn't deserve it. So I'm wondering why the village sent out letters to people telling them that they were getting $1,000 credit on their water bills from the county and they were never behind on their water bills. Because that leads me to believe that those credits are not going to the people that were actually behind on their water bills. Lastly,
1 minute.
the properties that the village allegedly owns, and I'm not even gonna say allegedly because I've taken the time to do the research. I found a list of 26 properties that the village currently owns. It's been said for weeks, if not months now, because there's a gentleman in the back that's been asking to buy at least one of them. We can't find the deeds. We're trying to find the deeds. Well, each one of these properties that I located, the deeds are already in the village's name. So number one, I don't understand what the issue is locating the deeds. Number two, I don't understand if we're in such a revenue crisis, why we don't sell some of these properties. Number three, just to make you guys aware in case you already weren't, we're currently on the hook for property taxes for these properties. So you guys need to check them. The latest property taxes will be coming out 10/1/2026. That's in another couple of days. And we owe thousands upon thousands of dollars if you actually do the research, if you weren't already aware. It would be my opinion, it's just my advice. We need to sell some of these properties before we lose them for property taxes, and then we just end up at a total loss.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Finch, are there any of those concerns or issues that he mentioned that you would want to address? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Regarding the residents that got a letter saying they got a credit and they allegedly was not behind on the water bill, the way it was set up, Cook County asked for a list of all residents. So it didn't matter if you were behind $1 or if you was current, and it was zero. They went through the list, and those that had small balances up to $2,000 receive a credit. We did not determine who got credits, nor did we determine the dollar amount. So that's, if you got a credit at the point of time, when I turned your address and information in, you had a balance, and it might have been small, but you did have a balance. As far as the houses, there might be taxes on them, but those taxes are waived because, as you stated, they belong to the village. We did have a company several months ago, if you recall, that was going to buy 10 houses, but that got rejected by the board. So now we're going to start another process. That process has started about a month ago with the mayor and some individuals. We're just formulating how we're going to do this in the most effective and equitable way possible. Because one of the things we don't want to do is give the house to, let's say, potential landlord, and then they sit on it for another year or 2 years. So we're going to put stipulation in place so that when we sell these houses, we have to get them up to code. So those are my two comments.
Thank you. There was another concern about our attorney fees, and I'm certain that our attorney would not necessarily know about the billing, but I am going to ask that when he returns to his office, that you share with your accounting people that we would like to get our invoices sooner than later. I would appreciate that. Okay. Ooh, that took a while. We will not have executive closed session, so now we will move on to 4, and that is the approval of minutes. Village Clerk, do you feel that we can take all 3 of them as a consensus, or do we need to go one by one?
Separately, please.
Thank you. 4A, may I have a motion to approve the journal of proceedings for committee meeting of the whole of July 7th, 2026.
So moved.
I have a motion, may I have a second? Second. It's been moved and seconded. Any questions, comments, debate? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Trustee Johnson? She said abstain. Trustee Jones? Trustee Winston? Dr. Winston?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
That motion carries. Moving on to B, may I have a motion to approve the journal of proceedings for the board meeting of July 14th, 2026.
So moved.
I have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Who will do the second from Jones?
Oh, I heard Jones, that's all I heard.
Okay, so Jones seconded. Any questions? Debate? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Trustee Jones? Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Can somebody get Trustee Jones a mic, please?
Give Trustee Jones, oh, sure.
Thank you.
I should have.
That motion carries. Moving on to 4C, may I have a motion to approve the journal of proceedings for the Committee of the Whole meeting of July 21st, 2026?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions, comments, debated? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you very much. Let's move on to new business. As we look at the financial matters, may I have a motion to approve transfers, payroll, and accounts payable distributions in the combined amount of $1,051,836.36. I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions, comments, debate? Trustee Johnson.
Will we have enough to pay this, for this, payroll?
The payroll or accounts payable?
Both, for the whole accounts payable and including payroll.
Payroll has been paid already. I'm going to ask our financial director to respond to her question.
If we approve the bridge loan and if we utilize.
Can you turn your mic on, please, sir?
If we approve the bridge loan and if the board approves our request to use the interest and transfer the 173 from the matured CD account to our general fund, we should have enough to pay those expenses. But that's a lot of ifs, and that's in the board's hand.
Thank you, Trustee Johnson.
Mayor, this is the first time this board is hearing that they're asking for requests for a transfer from the CD. I feel like that is unacceptable. It's at the last minute. Not to mention, it's not even a guarantee of that the bridge loan is going to get approved. Did anybody let the board know that the bridge loan got approved yet? In order for us to be planning ahead like that? So my question is, what is our plan? If this board approved this amount tonight, what is our plan in order to pay this? Because obviously we don't have all the money.
I'm going to ask either McMillan or Finch to respond.
So in actuality, you do have the money to pay for it. In front of you and in your package, you have a cash flow analysis. The available cash is $798,000 and some change. As the mayor just stated, payroll has already come out the bank account. So the actual accounts payable this evening is $679,000, which is less than the $798,000. So regardless of the transfer of the 173 that was done back in 2024, that was mentioned a few months ago to be put back into the water fund, as well as the bridge loan, we have enough funds to cover the accounts payable.
Trustee Johnson, do you have this document here?
Yes, I'm looking at it. Yes, I'm looking at
Okay.
it. It made sense for what he said about they paid out the payroll and that amount right there. So moving forward, what is our plan if after the fact, as far as our account? Because after this, what are we gonna do?
So moving forward, as the Director of Finance stated, the mature CD, when I put it into the CD in 2019, it was for a rainy day fund. The last 2 months, we've hit rainy days. So eventually, the board gonna have to decide what they're gonna do with this money. Is it gonna be used to keep the operation of the village function, or is it gonna be used to sit in the bank account earning no interest? So as the Director of Finance just stated, this will be a decision that the board have to make in regards to what they feel is a rainy day fund. If they choose not to, one, vote on the bridge loan, and two, replace the $173,000 that was moved out of the water fund in 2024.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
My issue is this, far as the CD. I feel like our board members, my board members, should have been voted on the CD so they can get transferred into an account where we can accumulate interest. We're not accumulating interest right now on that CD, and that's a big issue to me.
That is an issue, and that's not necessarily connected or germane to the motion that's on the floor.
I understand, but he brought it up about the CD and transferring money from the CD.
I'm sorry?
He did.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to our residents or guests who are with us. You had an opportunity for public comment. Now, please listen to the proceedings of the trustees that's here. I would appreciate that very much. Yes, they did. However, know that they also said that the motion to approve this current accounts payable is not predicated on those funds from that expired CD. So if you look at this, it's showing that we have enough money to pay this accounts payable. What I think that maybe they were just a little ambitious as they talk about what we need to do for the future. And so therefore, I do want to redirect us as we go back to 5A, the motion to approve the transfers, payroll, and accounts payable in the amount as was mentioned.
Okay, well, when can we discuss about the CD and voting on that CD in order for us to be able to draw interest
Okay, we
onto
can
that
talk
CD?
about that next week at the committee of the whole meeting, because at that meeting, that is designated for budget review. So I think that would be the most appropriate time to talk about that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments?
Yes, I have my hand raised. A question as far as for the CD, you said we're going to talk about it next week. That right there, it really needs to be on that platform as far as for us to have that discussion, because this right here is last minute. We should have updates. We should know what's going on. Just a couple months ago, I sat there and I asked, are we going to be in a financial bind? And that's what it is. We did everything as far as, okay, we're not going to try to break that CD. Here it is. You switched it over to this restricted account. Why wasn't it back into that plan? This seemed like as far as going back into the CD so that we can get that interest.
It could not go back into the CD. Trustees, you would have had to have voted.
Why wasn't it brought forth to us? That's what we need to know. If it was brought forth to us, then we would have known. We wouldn't be in this situation. But yet, we were just in the negative. Where is all of this money coming from, or is it broken already?
Trustee, if you would look under the restricted funds, under the CN, and in parentheses, it says account holding CD fund. Do you see that? Do you see that?
No.
That's, look, can you please look at it for me, please?
Can you pass it to me?
It's in your packet.
It's not in my packet.
Those funds were placed there when you said they were, so there is really no need to update.
I can make something like this up. How do you know if this is what's exactly in the dark house?
I don't need to see it. Okay. Mayor, at some point in time, you just have to trust the process being, you can also, I'm certain, FINCH, and she goes to the bank and ask for this information.
I've stated numerous times, all they have to do is come see me and I will show them an online bank account. There's no different than their personal bank account.
You down to get information. trustees.
You don't have to hunt me down where if
We are
I'm
trustees, we shouldn't have to reach out to you. That information should automatically come.
if I'm
That's
giving
why
to
you raised
you.
me a D minus because I want to know information. I want to see what's going on. You can show me anything. You say
So
that
how
all
do
day
you
long,
want it?
but nothing
How
is
do
being
you
said.
want it?
No contact is being reached out to Trustee Jones. I want the same respect as everybody
How
on this
do
board.
you want
and
it?
I want you to contact me and let me know when is a good day this week.
It's any day you wanna. I said 7 days a week.
Listen, I don't have time.
Okay, what day would you like?
I don't have time to come in there and look at
What day would you like?
I want you to show me.
What day would you like?
I don't need you to cut me off because I'm going to show you that same respect.
What day and time would you like? That's what I'm asking you.
You had public comment already.
Yes, I'll be here tomorrow morning at 8
I'm
o'clock.
going to ask that you silence yourself.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Mayor,
I'm,
Mayor,
yes.
the issue is this. Once I heard him say he's going to take that money from the city and transfer it back into the water fund, this board did not agree to transfer any type of money yet from the city into the water fund. That's a problem to us.
Okay, and I
Because we
understand
want
that,
to be
but I do
able
need
to
call
draw
the point.
interest from the CD.
I
We should have
need-
been had this on the agenda so we can vote on it, so it can be placed back into the proper account that it was in originally, so we can draw interest. Because in the beginning, Mayor, we didn't even have knowledge that they already moved that money before they brought it to the board. Let's not forget that. And they already moved it, and then they came to a meeting, an open meeting, and told us what did we want to do when it was already moved, Mayor. That is the issue. So your finance department and your interim village administrator is not being transparent with our board.
Thank you, trustee.
And you act like you don't care. I don't,
No.
that's not cool, Mayor.
No, I was attempting to call a point of order because it's still not germane to this.
But it's under finances.
But-
And he brought it out of his mouth, Mayor.
What's on the floor right now is a motion to approve accounts payable.
Mayor, how can
You
we
spoke
approve
twice
accounts
already,
payable if
Trustee
we don't know
Winston.
what's in our accounts?
Trustee Winston?
And you refuse to answer. But this is who y'all voted in.
Trustee Winston?
I recall a couple of, probably about a month or so ago, it was brought to the attention of the board that $173,000 was removed from the account, the general account, and it had not been replaced by previous administration. We were provided the email information that supported that. So my understanding of the 173 was that the money that was taken without board approval just be put back into the general funding. That was my understanding when it was explained to us. The other money was sitting there waiting for us to decide whether we were going to get another CD or if we were going to use it for funds on a rating day.
Thank you. Now, thank you for that comment. Now we will go back to the original motion that's on the floor. We
So all
have-
of the money got spent, so now we're
We
starting
have
over
a
the same
motion on the
situation.
floor
That didn't tell
to
us.
approve accounts payable. There's a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Sapp. Yes. Trustee Jones.
I'm giving faith in you. Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Sterling.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions. There are two resolutions, A and B. They read very similar. If you look in your packet though, one of them talks about the general fund and the other one speaks to the police fund. So, other than that, they are the very same. I know that the appearance of that ordinance is not what we would customarily see because it's not formatted in our regular manner. However, know that Both have been sent to our attorney, and Attorney McGrath stated that it's standard boilerplate language, and that it's very, very, I mean, it is it, but before it goes into our records and our file, it will be formatted, the clerk will format it, the cover of it, and the back page, just as she normally would do, and she would also include the page that has where the clerk attests to the signatures on it. We need a motion before we can address anything, Trustee Johnson. I need a motion. I need a motion.
No, I have a
haven't
question, because I have two of the same ordinances, so I need the other ordinance.
No, they should be.
They are the same
Okay.
ordinance.
If you look on maybe page 3.
3 of what?
Of either one.
2. This is 3.
No, so it's not 3.
Page 2. Okay. That one.
If you have a blank page on one of them and not a blank page on the other.
Okay, so why is the same title of the?
They're almost identical, but in the title, there's like 1 or 2 words that are different.
That's it.
Anticipation for anticipation of the collection of taxes. Levy.
May I read the motion, please, and then we move forward procedurally? Okay? According to procedurally. The first motion, and these motions are very long, so please bear with me. May I have a motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the issuance of taxable tax anticipation warrant in the anticipation of the collection of taxes levied for the year 2025 by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Sauk Village, Cook County, Illinois, for the corporate purposes directing the county treasurer and ex officio county collector of the County of Cook, Illinois, to deposit amounts collected from said taxes directly into a fund held by a tax escrow agent and authorizing the sale of said warrant to the County of Cook. This is the same as the bridge loan that we have been talking about. In a nutshell, what the next two, or this one and the next ordinance is saying, that they look at the amount of monies that we were to be given in 2025. And from that, we were able to seek an interest-free loan. They're just giving us an advance based on the 2025 taxes, so that we can make it through this lean period, because Cook County has collected all of our taxes, but they have not relinquished the funds to not just this municipality, but all of Cook County. So they're attempting to give us just a little break by giving us this tax-free, interest-free. I'm sorry.
Also on page 2, if you look, the dollar amounts are different. The corporate purpose police protection.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So may I have a motion? So I have a motion on the floor. I'm not going to read all of that, but we are looking at 6A. May I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. Now, if there is time for debate, conversation, this is the time. And Trustee Sterling has her hand raised.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And now this one you just read, A, that's for the 177,000.
Yes.
Okay, also for this one, since this is for a corporate,
It's our corporate account.
It's our corporate account. So with this, I would like for it to be on the record, if we can ask the finance director if we could provide the board with a cash flow projection through that March of 2027, showing the anticipated property tax receipts, the repayment of these warrants.
Is someone taking notes out there?
Do I need to repeat? Okay, so I would like to provide the board with cash flow projection through March of 2027, which is also, the maturity date for this loan, showing the anticipated property tax receipts, repayment of these warrants, payroll, accounts payable, and any other major obligations.
Do you have that, sir? Would you like her to give you that in writing? Thank you. Thank you. Trustee Johnson, your hand was raised.
Yes, Mayor. Even though you said about the cover to these two ordinances, I still feel like this is unacceptable because actually I was totally confused. And by me not having a laptop, this was not emailed to me. I did not get it in my email also. So the day of the board meeting, I'm taking in all this information and then my cover pages are not professionally done. Unacceptable.
Well, I'm going to say this, when you say that it's not professionally done, that was done by the Cook County Clerk's financial officer.
Whoever mayor put the titles, the title pages is the same title page. That's how I got confused. I have to actually go in it and read it.
I'm sorry that you got confused. I'm sorry that you got confused.
But this is what you accepted to turn into the board.
But
unprofessional.
Okay, we're unprofessional.
Yes.
Let's move to a vote. Clerk, please call the roll.
I didn't stutter.
Burns.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Sapp. Yes. Trustee Sterling.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, that motion carries. Moving on to B. I thank you, trustees. I truly am grateful that you voted as you did unanimously. Thank you. Now we're going to read this again. May I have a motion to approve the ordinance authorizing the issuance of a taxable tax anticipation warrant in anticipation of the collection of taxes levied for the year 2025 by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Sauk Village, Cook County, Illinois, for police protection purposes, directing the county treasurer and ex officio county collector of the County of Cook, Illinois, to deposit amounts collected from said taxes directly into a fund held by a tax escrow agent and authorizing the sale of said warrant to the County of Cook, Illinois. So, the difference between the two ordinances, under A, it said for corporate purposes. Under B, it said for police protection purposes. So that is where that distinction is. May I have a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved. May I have a second? Second. It's been properly moved and seconded. Any questions today? Trustee Sterling.
Yes, so this one is for the $56,000 for the police department. And I just need to clarify some information that I was reading. It's a $56,000 principal, 0 interest, police protection purposes only. It's backed and anticipated by the 2025 protection taxes. Maturity date March 1st. Cook County purchases the warrant. Amalgamated Bank would be the escrow agent, correct?
That's correct.
Applicable tax receipts to repay the warrant, and this will be a restricted account, correct? For the police? Because in the ordinance, it was saying that it would be in a restricted account.
It's restricted in the sense that the money can only be used for the police protection. So there's wages and things of that nature. Okay. So as we get it from amalgamated, it's going to go into the general fund. It's going to go from amalgamated bank to our Old National Bank, we put it like that. And then we use it for payroll.
Okay, so another thing here. So it says the county will give us the $56,000 now, and then the delayed property taxes comes, it'll go to the escrow account, right?
It will go to pay.
It would go to pay, yes. So the tax warrant would be then satisfied. And then when the remaining taxes, that'll go to the village. So that remaining money, that'll go to our general fund.
Exactly.
Okay, and the same goes for that corporate one. It'll be like it goes in that escrow account. They'll take the money first, and then we'll be clear with that.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly correct.
And then I have just one other thing. I wanted to ask, were there any other legal, bank, or escrow, any fees other, because it's at 0% interest, but were there any other fees included in this?
No fees.
Okay.
There were no fees. Okay, anything else? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Yes. That motion carries unanimously. Again, I thank you for acknowledging that this is an opportunity that we did not want to miss out on. And I do want you to know that Cook County is very impressed with the village of Sauk Village, simply because when we brought this to you the first time, we told you there were 1,001 hoops to jump through. And thanks to Fred, we jumped through all of them, and we were one of the first ones to jump through. And so they were very impressed with the village and very excited to make certain that we received notice as soon as possible that we could jump through the next hoop, which is what we're doing right now. Moving on, we have one other ordinance. And this motion is to approve the amendment of ordinance 25-006, and that is an ordinance amending section 5, compensation/employee travel and reimbursement in the village of Sauk Village, and according to the 2017 employee handbook for the village of Sauk Village, Cook County, Illinois, and that is to reflect the advance checks for trustees to attend the 2026 IML conference in the amount of $500. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions, comments, debate?
Yes. I just wanted to know, I did hear that last week, few trustees said that they weren't going. Is everybody on board now, or what is going on?
I will answer that after we handle this motion.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other question, comment relating to the motion that's on the floor? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Burns?
Yes.
Trustee Johnson?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Sapp? Yes. Trustee Sterling?
Yes.
Trustee Dr. Winston?
Abstain. That motion carries. Moving on to reports of officers, I will answer the question regarding trustees attending. Since last week, a few trustees have changed their mind, and they will be attending the IML conference. Speaking of the IML conference, I took the opportunity still to go online to look at their program offering for this year, and let me share with you. They changed some of their programming. Some of the sessions are very, very enlightening. They are not repeats of the previous years. And I'm going to, if at all possible, send an email to the trustees who are attending to ask them, please attend. I know there was like 3 sessions, and if each one of you could take one of them and attend and bring back that information, because it's very germane to our village, and because you're there, it would be wonderful if that's one of the ones that you would attend and bring back that information. It's not mandatory, it's just an ask. Trustee Johnson.
Mayor, my comment is towards the IML. I did get render some information that at our last meeting, it was brought to the board's attention that the village clerk was referring the deputy clerk to attend the IML conference. Come to find out that you, Mayor, rejected the clerk from attending the IML conference. I would like to know, can you explain to the board why did you state that our deputy clerk cannot attend the IML conference in place of our own village clerk going to the IML?
And you want me to answer that question in the middle of my report? Or can you ask that question when...
We was already talking about IML,
but
Mayor.
I'm still in the middle of my
You acknowledged me. Let's not forget, you acknowledged me.
I didn't know that that's what you were going to ask.
That was the first thing I stated, that this was in
your
conversation.
when it's time for you to give your comments of the Board of Trustees. Thank you. Let me move on.
That's our mayor rule.
That I'm not rude.
Yes, you are.
No, this is procedural.
One turn.
This is procedural. Okay. I need everyone to know, and I need you to share with our residents, that this coming Saturday, we will be having electronic recycling, but we are adding something to it this time, and that is free emissions testing. And so the flyer, they say 9 o'clock. It all starts at 9, but I believe the emissions are going to last until close to 3 o'clock, whereas electronic recycling will probably be over with at about 11, and or until the truck fills up. So residents, you need to clean up, clean out your areas. This is an opportunity for you to bring it. It's first come, first served. Once the trucks are filled, then they're out of here. And so I really would like for each and every one of you to take advantage of that opportunity. One other piece that I think is very important for the trustees to know, as well as our residents. Next week, Committee of the Whole meeting is dedicated to budget review only. There will be no other presentations taking place other than our esteemed department heads that you see sitting in front of you right now. They will be here to justify their budget requests from you. There will not be a vote. Then that vote would actually come when it's time to approve the budget. And we know that there are a number of steps that needs to take place before the budget is approved. In terms of the hearing, the posting of it in the newspaper and all of that. We will follow all of the procedures, which is what I attempt to do at all times. I attempt to follow parliamentary procedures. Okay? And we will follow those to the T. Residents, you are more than welcome to be here. We will still have public comments, and you're able to comment on the budget and any other topic, because this is not a special meeting. So I need you to know that. I need you to know also that as according to procedure, once the budget is discussed or put out there, it will be at the front desk for you to come if you want to actually look at it, and you have a 10-day period in which you can come up, look at the budget, and then after that we will have the actual budget hearing, and then you can come and make your comments known at that time. Okay? Okay. Let's move on, Village Clerk. You have a report.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, today we could start circulating petitions for trustee. We have 3 open positions in April of 2027. So you may get asked to sign someone's petition so they can be a part of this board. So in saying that, that's also giving you an opportunity to run for trustee. And I'm going to give you the information where you can find out everything you need to know on what you can do to be a trustee. So you can go on the Cook County website, or you can go on the Illinois State Board of Elections website, and there's a plethora of information that tells you everything you need to do. I am not preparing packets like some that have been done in the past for a reason. The last election had several objections and several statements were made trying to point fingers at one person or the other. And I feel, and I have always been told by our attorneys not to prepare packets, to let everybody find out their information on their own. There's a lot of information on both of those websites, and if you have any other questions, I suggest you consult an attorney, because there was many challenges last year, and it's just really difficult. The election season gets to be very difficult. So in saying that, please, if you feel like you want to start circulating your petitions, you have from now until November to get the required number of signatures before you turn them into me as the local election authority. I will answer general questions, but I cannot answer questions that are specific to your petitions. Okay, second of all, the discussion of packets comes out almost every board meeting. And I just don't understand when someone says they don't have something in their packet, or they didn't get a chance to see it, or they didn't get it. I want to explain again what I do. I email the packets to the entire board and the department heads on Friday night, because the mayor prepares them and gives them to me by midday Friday. So the quickest way to get it in everybody's hands is to email it them. And Trustee Johnson, if you don't have a way to get the email, then maybe I got to come up with another way. Because not only is it emailed on Friday, it's put in boxes on Sunday. All the entire packet, except for the little things that were revised that you got tonight, were placed in your boxes on Sunday after church, which is about 1 or 2 o'clock. So I do 2 things. I email it to the board and the department heads, and I print it for the board so they have plenty of time to look it over. It really cuts out a lot of confusion when we get to the table. And I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes, because we do, but we try to make sure that if there's anything that you have a question about, board, or anything that you think that might be missing, I would appreciate, I take phone calls 24/7. I would appreciate somebody just calling me and saying, I didn't see this, I don't understand this, can you explain this? Because it's my job to make sure you have everything you need to do your job when you get here. So it's my job to help you do your job. So please, in the future, look for your emails. If you don't get an email on Friday, call me. Tell me how you'd rather have it. I will make sure that you get it. If you can't come to the village hall on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, call me. I will bring it to your house. We all live relatively close. I want to make sure the board is prepared so that you know everything that the mayor knows, that the department heads know, and that I know. And I just want to say that we've been through some stuff. And I have to congratulate and thank so many people, not so many that have already been thanked, because yes, Public Works, phenomenal. Police Department, Fire Department, phenomenal. But we have had people come from out of our state to help us in many ways. And I don't know if every resident is aware of that. We have had people from Wyoming, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, California. And what were they coming here to do? They were coming here to help the linemen get our power together. And when they got our power together, they joined forces in Gary. So these are people, when you come across the storms, the magnitude that we did back to back, we can't handle all of that at one time. And our own departments can't handle that at one time. So they called in outside help. It's going to take some time. I still have tree limbs out front of my house. My husband was out moving them around today and shifting them around, cutting them up and doing whatever he can. But you know what? We just have to deal with that. But I want to thank particularly Red Cross, who came out and not only provided meals for the public, but also is still providing help. If somebody talked about branches in their backyard, they're still coming and helping. They're still out here. They were in Chicago Heights today passing out food and doing referrals for people that need help getting their branches and things cleared up. So 1-800 Red Cross is there to help you. They have not left. They might not be as visible. They're not passing out food anymore, but they're still coming to your home and assessing your damage and seeing what they can do. 1-800 Red Cross. There was another organization that we shared at the very beginning, IDES. They were here. They're a Christian organization that came together in force. They came, I call them, I had a tree on my roof. They came within 3 days, they got the tree off. So it's all about knowing. I know communication is not our best forte. We are working on that. But know this, if anybody's on Facebook, you should know everything, because the mayor puts it on the Sauk Village e-News. My Facebook page, Debbie Williams. I mean, we work in tandem to provide resources. If you go on my Facebook page right now, there are so many referrals and resources, because the minute I get one, it's gone to you. I need you to look at those resources. There's still people that need help, and especially with flooding. I heard Red Cross is working on flooding. Okay, there's another resource I posted today specifically about flooding and branches. So please reach out to me, because we are trying to reach out to you, but we don't have everybody's information. And the mayor has asked, and I have asked, give us your information. We are trying to compile constant contact. The mayor sends out emails. We're trying to compile a list of residents who are ill, need their equipment in the event of a storm. If you provide your information to us, we are working on compiling it. So if and when something like this happens, again, we'll be better prepared. But I want to thank everybody who had anything to do with helping our residents through the storm, because it was phenomenal, but I saw a lot of phenomenal people working. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Clerk. Legal counsel, today we have Attorney DeAndre Tillman.
Good evening, everybody. Two very quick points. Number one, I did already speak to my partner, so as it relates to the invoices and getting those to you all more frequently, I've confirmed we will do that. Number two, clarifying item 6C on the agenda. If it is your intention to issue the $500 advance check, it is my recommendation that you all put a motion on the next agenda. What you just did today was amend the ordinance. You have to do a separate motion pursuant to your ordinance to approve the advance payment. And before you approve it, each person who wants it have to submit something in writing that's part of the packet. And then you just identify the who, what, when, where, a simple one-page thing, and then approve it. So just wanted to clarify that just in case, there was some misunderstanding. Thank you.
Sir, well, I thank you for that advisement. One little piece sort of that is, and that is, I know that when you know better, you do better. I know that. However, it's never been a separate testament that trustees had to sign off on or to write. Is it possible that you can share a template with him so that we can make certain that the guidelines that you just mentioned are followed? But just still know though that they did approve, trustees approved accounts payable, and in doing so, that expense for IML was included. Okay, it was included on the accounts payable for which they have already approved, and then also, if you look at 6C again, the last part of it, it talks about the advance check for the $500. So are we making this a little more laborious than it really need be?
So I saw that language, and that's what made me make the comment that they should be two separate motions. Whenever you amend an ordinance, that has to be separate, and then when you are expending some financial issue, as this is with the $500 checks, Those should be two separate items.
We'll talk about that offline, sir. Thank you very much, though, for that commentary. Moving on, Robinson Engineering, Evelyn Arnold.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees, Department Heads, and residents of Sauk Village. This evening, I'm happy to report that the village has received additional funding from the Build Up Cook program that will allow for the installation of 13 additional water valves throughout the village. Build Up Cook's contractor is coordinating this work with the Public Works Department, and the installation of these valves is expected to start next week, the week of August 31st. Just got the list of valve locations today from Build Up Cook, so I will forward that to Public Works Director. Already has it, but I will forward that to you and to the village administrator as well.
Can you explain what the valves are and what they're for?
Oh, sure. So the valves are going to be very helpful to the village and especially the Public Works Department. They're basically going to be placed at intersections where right now you have a hard time, like if there's a water main break, they might have to shut down larger portions of the village than they would otherwise need to just to be able to isolate the break. A lot of times there should be a valve at every intersection at 500 foot increments in residential areas, but just due to age or lack of maintenance or lack of like yearly valve exercising, some of those valves are no longer able to be opened or closed, and so the installation of these 13 valves, like I said, Build Up Cook has been working with Public Works Director to figure out where those best would be located, is really going to help, just like we said, when there's water main breaks, just to be able to shut down the smallest portion as possible to minimize the effect of water shutdowns on residents. So it's going to be very helpful to the village. My only other item that I had tonight was to tell you that the village's 2026 MFT roadway resurfacing project is officially out to bid. The bid opening will occur on September 1st at the Committee of the Whole meeting to allow for the bid award at the September 8th board meeting. Construction is expected to begin in late September and will be completed in mid-November. And that is all I have for this evening.
I heard you say the Committee of the Whole on the 1st. The only items that's on the Committee of the Whole meeting on the 1st will be those relative to budget review. So, is there a deadline?
Well, the official IDOT letting had stated that it would be on September 1st, so we could possibly do it following the Committee of the Whole meeting, or I could issue an addenda to have us have it, I would have to look into that and get back to you.
Okay,
I can do that tomorrow, and I'll be back, and I'll get back in touch with you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Village Administrator, Interim Director Anthony Finch.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees, and residents of Sauk Village. Today we heard a lot of frustration from the residents, and rightfully so. I have driven around the village this past weekend and saw some of the branches are still out there. We heard a lot of unreadiness concerning how much money we have in the bank to pay accounts payable and other obligations of the village. It was mentioned that this was the first time items such as $173,000 was discussed. A few months ago, I prepared a report that I gave to the trustees that gave pretty much two recommendations on how I think we should use the money from the matured CD. And one of those recommendations was to put back the $173,000 that was not board approved. I, like the residents of Sauk Village, am frustrated because one of my jobs is to manage operation and work with the Director of Finance as well as the Mayor. As we talked tonight, we talked about what money we don't have in the bank. One of the reasons we don't have money in the bank is we walked into $1 million plus of obligations. In the past, accounts payable, you will see that we paid out over $600,000 in no bid contracts that was nowhere budget. Also, we have $700,000 that we paid out due to a county issue from 2020. So that's $1.3 million that we have to pay out that's nowhere in any budget. Half of that could be used to help with some of the services that the residents rightfully so deserve and are asking for. Just the short couple weeks of cleanup, we've already spent over $300,000. Gratefully, one of the trustees has asked for a cash flow for the next several months. I've said it last year, I said it a few months ago. November, December, in January, in any municipality, is the slowest financial months. So with the confirmation that property taxes are going to be delayed, we normally get about $3 million in property taxes. And you just heard that we're getting a short-term, pretty much loan for $225,000. That's nowhere near what we need. So we're still going to be at the mercy of Cook County turning to us the remaining property taxes as they come in. So as we talk about making decisions, transparency, accountability, and fiduciary responsibility, there's going to be tough decisions, as I said a few months ago when I gave a similar report. But no one foreseen the storm. So if we've already spent $300,000 and residents feel as though the streets, their homes are still not clear, we're still going to spend more money. So it's going to come a decision that the board's going to have to make. What do we do? One of the things that the mayor, myself, and the finance director has pressed upon all department heads to cut back on all non-essential services unless it's an emergency that has to be approved up front. So operational-wise, we're doing what we can to manage cash flow. But I want the residents to know that we are still trying. We try and find ways to fix things. We can't cut down trees. I heard a young man talk about the branch that's hanging down. Normally in the past, public work could cut it. But unfortunately, the tree truck is out of service. It's beyond repair. And to buy another one is over $400,000. So we have a lot of challenges as far as equipment, but understand that we are trying. We had 3 crews out over the last few weeks. We're going to, unfortunately, because of cash flow, we're going to scale back a little bit to just 1. And then Public Works is probably going to pick up more overtime. So I just want to let the residents know we hear you. I feel your pain. The directors feel your pain. But we are working the best we can to address the issues. With that, Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, then, reports of departments, Finance Department. Fred McMillan.
I will go through my report kind of quick. I spoke with Mike Malott of Baker and Tilly concerning 2020. I spoke with Mike Malott from Baker and Tilly concerning our 2021, 2022, and our 2022, 2023 audits. Him and I developed a plan. We were hoping to get 2 multiple audits processed at one time. That's predicated on us getting bank recs for the 2022-2023 performed by November. Now I set that November date because we kind of got a handle on how the bank recs should work after doing the 2021-2022. So we'll get them done and have them processed, and then we'll have 2 audits going simultaneously, which will bring us down from being 5 audits behind to just 3 audits behind. And we're gonna try our best to hit that number. I'm gonna skip through. I think the board, I applaud the board for approving the bridge loan. As the village administrator spoke, the collection rate in Sauk Village for property taxes is around 70%. According to the county. And at that rate, taxes trickle in. The property tax bills have not even been mailed. They'll be mailed on September 1st. And once they are mailed, then it takes about 2 weeks for people to get them in their hand. And with the storms that we had, people are gonna have problems paying those property tax. So getting this bridge loan will help us as that money trickles in, because it is gonna trickle in. The last thing I would say is, well, I thought the board understood that the mayor had allowed us to place those funds from that certificate of deposits that matured into that dormant account. I thought that was a done deal. I thought the board understood that the mayor did that to safeguard those funds rather than bring those funds in a check, a paper check back to the village. That money was done that way to safeguard those funds so that those funds would not be spent. That account was never used by the village, so that's why she selected that account. The administration requested that the board, or should I say we made a recommendation to the board that they allow us to put the $174,000 and the interest, which is around 112, into the general fund and the water fund for village expenses. So that is what my board report is asking you guys to consider. I'm also asking you guys to consider the IT department. We have a lot of issues with our equipment right now. And our software vendor is doing an update, and they're recommending that we move. But without an IT department, I can't make that recommendation on that software. So I'm gonna ask that the board considers, I believe it was Altech that won the bid, and if you guys do not want Altech, the proper way of handling that is to put in writing why you're rejecting them, and then we submit the second vendor. But we need to get an IT department going forward, and that's my report.
Thank you, sir. Police Department, Chief Matt Sanders.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, trustees, clerk, residents, and my colleagues. This reporting period is from July 24th.
Sir, can you talk to the mic?
Testing. This reporting period is from July 24th, 2026 to August 21st, 2026. First and foremost, we're still standing, so that's a good thing, right? I know we've been through a lot. The police department asked 553 calls for service, and out of those calls, 8 arrests were made. Also during that period, we did online training classes, which consisted of burglary, theft, and robbery. I did a report where I sent out something where it was an incident. We recovered weapons from a traffic stop from the county where they fled the scene. Other than that, that's all I have to report.
Thank you, sir. Deputy Chief Barrett will be giving the fire department report.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Board of Trustees, Madam Clerk. So during this reporting period, the Sauk Village Fire Department responded to 288 calls for service. Since our last monthly report, the fire department has handled exceptionally high volume of incidents, including 40 responses to down power lines, each significant hazards to residents, firefighters alike. In addition, our crews responded to 163 EMS calls, reflecting a continued demand for emergency medical services in our community. We also managed 5 structure fires and 2 building collapse responses, each requiring coordinated multi-unit operations to ensure scene safety and to protect the lives and property. This level of activity highlights the dedication and professionalism of our firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics who continue to serve Sauk Village with unwavering efforts. Thank you to those for your continued support as we work together to keep Sauk Village safe and prepared to move forward towards the end of the summer. The Sauk Village Fire Department currently has free smoke detectors available for the Sauk Village residents. The smoke detectors provided by the Sauk Village Fire Department in partnership with the Illinois Fire Safety Alliance have a 10-year battery and does not require changing. Residents in need may contact the fire department to obtain detectors and request installation assistance if necessary. In closing, we are pleased to share that the Sauk Village Fire Department has recently welcomed a new part-time firefighter paramedic to our team. Their addition is already helping strengthen daily staffing and improve our operational readiness. We also are looking forward to the upcoming full-time hires currently being processed by the Fire and Police Commission, which will play a critical role in drastically reducing the amount of overtime to our 2 full-time firefighter paramedics that have been carrying us for months. These staffing improvements mark an important step forward, restoring balance, reducing fatigue, and ensuring continued delivering the high-quality emergency services to our community that our community deserve. Also, Madam Mayor, if I'm allowed, I would like to address one thing in regards to a comment that the resident had made earlier. The fire department never closes. We are here 24/7. The issue is that during the storm hours, we try to operate between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. For our residents to come in and charge their electronics or whatever they need to charge at that time. Now, in the case of an emergency, we are always there to give our residents a helping hand. The reason why we stop at 9 p.m. is so that our firefighters can get the rest that they need. One thing that we have to understand, while we're asleep in our bed, tucked away, they're still responding at all hours of the night. So we want to make sure that they're well rested so that we do not make any mistakes and that we're able to give the best care to our residents that our residents deserve. So again, we're open 24/7, always here for our residents. And if I need to come and sit with a resident at any time, I do not have a problem with that. But we just have to be conscious that our firemen do need their rest at the same time. And as always, stay safe and God bless. I've been saying that, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. But may I ask also that you just speak just a little bit about what we proposed during our last safety meeting, and that is our outreach to those who are seniors, those who have disabilities, those who have special health care needs, and how we would like to collect that database so that we know exactly where and when our services will be needed.
Yes, ma'am. So as the mayor has alluded to, once again, this is not something new to the village of Sauk Village. There has always been what is called a file for life. And what that is, there is information that we give to our residents that are seniors, our residents that have special needs or disabilities, and those that are in need of assistance with their medical situations. So on that file of life, there's so much information that the fire department always have, and there's a database so that in the case of an emergency, we have your next of kin, your doctor, all your medical history, the medications that you're taking, your dosage, and all of that type of information. The fire chief, Chief Dom, has created a Google file to help us keep this data. And for those that need it, we just ask that you contact the fire department or the mayor's office, and we will get that information out to you so that everyone is on the same page. And it's not just the fire department that will have this information. It would be the fire department and the police department along with Village Hall, so that we are able to all work together to make sure that all of our residents are safe and we have all the information that we need to provide any type of emergency care for you.
Thank you, sir.
You are.
Moving on to Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, Board of Trustees, Department Heads, Management Team, and most importantly, the residents of Sauk Village. This is a report for Public Works, July of 2026. This is for July, not the tornado. Public Works completed the repair of the pipe on 223rd Street over the creek. We had to replace the pipe and repair the road because there was a big sinkhole. Along the roadways, we paper picked all roadways multiple times, roughly about 12 bags of debris for the month. We completed one water main repair. The contractor completed one water main repair. The Public Works Department jetted 3 sanitary sewer lines. Calumet City Plumbing completed 2 additional jettings of different sewer lines. Completed 42 calls for meter installs, Julies, turn-ons, and turn-offs. Completed 2 B-box digs. We completed emptying of all the village trash cans outside the village hall, the parks, and everywhere else. That's the village property. 10 bags of debris removed for the month. Completed and maintained all village-owned grass areas. Completed service on 1 PW vehicle. Miscellaneous. All members of the Public Works Department are certified in CPR and AED. The storms, we had 2 storms in July. I believe the one was July 3rd and 4th. That one wasn't too bad. The next one was later in the month. That one hit the north side real bad. And then obviously we know what happened in August. Crews were out cleaning roadways and removing branches. Crews were also out opening up the sewer drains to help the water flow. Crews are continuing to pick up branches. So it's going to be till it starts snowing. But that's the end of my report.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and I do. I know that you guys get a lot of flack, but I know that also that you all have been doing a tremendous job on behalf of our residents and in response to our disaster that we've had repeatedly, and I just still want to publicly applaud you for all that you all have done. I appreciate all of our directors and our department heads and everything, know that. But I see your guys out there working as I'm coming and going, and I just don't know how they are still standing. But we do thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm. Now, oh yes.
I have one question the resident asked me, and I think others will be interested also. If a resident wants to take their branches to a location, is there a location they can take to themselves?
We have 4 dump sites as of right now. Route 30 in Torrance, on that road that's it used to be blocked off. So we're dumping branches there. They could bring them to the Public Works yard, or they could bring them by Wagner School by the water tower, just put them off to the side of the mulch and we'll grab them from there.
Yes, sir, you said 4?
The Public Works yard. And the other one's ABF, but they don't want nobody on there.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So these 3 places, any resident can go and dump
Yep.
branches.
And we're at Public Works 7 to 3:30. The other ones are open 24/7. Just don't dump any garbage there. No debris. I'm just saying that for the.
Is there any liability to the village if something was to happen to a resident who was there dumping?
Public Works is probably the safest, and the roads uneven, so I would say Public Works would be the safest. Yeah. Yeah. And then I do have one other thing. The mayor's working on the Illinois Public Works mutual aid box alarm system, where we're joining. It's basically like the fire department. They have a big incident, they call another division. They would come and help us. So like we got hit, Hazelcrest got hit, and the Lansing. So we probably went further out towards Naperville and the other towns. They would come in and assist us. But in return, we'd have to go there if they had an incident. She's working on that.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to bring back Deputy Chief Stephen Barrett, but before doing so, I need you all to know that he's playing a dual role here in the village. He is our Deputy Chief, but he's also rejoined our Community Development Code Enforcement. He comes to us with a great deal of experience. He has always consistently been doing a number of our inspections, depending on what type it is. And he's done it since I've been on 2025. But we recently asked if he would help us as we go through the community development code enforcement. He has needed certification that's needed to issue tickets if needed. Even though we're not projecting that he will be presenting a whole lot of tickets, because we know that our residents abide by the rules and laws and regulations of the village. However, he is here for us if need be. I'd also ask that he start attending this meeting to give you an update on that department so that it's not lacking. So, can we give him an applause? Because there's not one thing that we can ask him to do on behalf of the village of Sauk Village that he will not just open up and be so humble and do what we say. But sir, can you give us another report now?
I can. So our team has been working extremely hard to keep things moving forward to ensure that we continue providing quality service to our residents. During those last 2 weeks, we have completed 24 inspections, ranging from post-hole inspections to ice, water, and shields inspection, as well as rental occupancy inspections and final inspections. I do want to give a huge thank you to the entire team for their hard work and cooperation and dedication in helping make this transition as smooth as possible. One of our primary goals during this season, and one thing I promise you, I know we're trying to get out of here. I'm a Baptist preacher. I'm not going to preach to nobody, but I want people to understand that we are in a season. That's what Sauk Village is in. We are in a season, and this season shall pass. But our primary goal during this season is to help restore community pride throughout the Sauk Village. And we have to understand that community pride will not return unless there are people willing to fight for it, invest in it, and believe in our community. And our team is committed to doing exactly that. We are out there every day trying to make a difference, one inspection, one property, and one neighborhood at a time. We just want to make sure that, I think one of the residents alluded to it earlier, that sometimes we just got to volunteer and help that neighbor, or volunteer to help our neighborhoods look good. Because I'm going to be honest with you, nobody else is going to come to Sauk Village and do it. We have to start and take the initiative to do it ourselves, and that's what we're here to do. So the Code and Building Department is definitely out here trying to make sure that we are making our village look great. So thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I will.
Okay, moving on, there are no petitions, agreements, or actions to be taken. Comments of the Board of Trustees. We're going to start with Trustee Rivera.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Board, to all of our department heads and to all of our residents. First, I want to say I'm not sure about this car situation, but there's a big dumpster in my driveway. There are no cars, so I don't know what cars the young man is seeing in my driveway at this time, because there are none. The other thing is I want to address the situation with presenters. We have an issue with presenters being able to present once they are on the agenda. Just because a trustee or whomever requests that a presenter is put on the agenda, once that presenter is put on the agenda, it's really no longer in the hands of the trustee. Once we as a board accept that person to present, then whether the trustee or whomever is here present or not, for whatever the reasons, the presenter was put on that on the agenda, and they should be allowed to move forward from that point. No one is the head of the presenter, because we all choose to accept, or the ones, which is the mayor and the clerk, choose to accept that person on the agenda. So they should be able to move forward in presenting. And so I had a problem this past week that I was out with the throat infection because of some situations regarding the storm and all of that. I could not attend. But the presenter was not allowed to present either, just because I wasn't here. And I want to ask the mayor, why was the presenter rejected from presenting when the mayor put the person on the agenda to do so? So we need to really look into that situation and correct it. These presenters are not here for us to approve anything, but they are put on that agenda so that everyone can have a fair chance and our residents to hear their proposal. And our presenters take a lot of time, energy, and effort to put these presentations together, and for them to be rejected from expounding on all of the work that they've done to be here and that we've approved them to be here is not fair. So we want to be fair and transparent to all of our presenters, especially if we accept their place on the agenda. I want to thank everyone for all of the help, the assistance that has been given through the village and other resources for helping people that has had trouble through this trying time, the storm and all of that. The residents and the village, everyone, it has been tremendous. And I thank everyone for looking out for me and my family, and for consistently checking in on us and our well-being, as I have consistently been checking on the well-being of other families. We don't know who's going through what. And someone asked me, complain about always going through. Life is, you're going through life. And so you're going to always going through something because we're all going through life. I just thank God, as the pastor said, that we have not heard of any fatal, tragic incidents with life. And so we thank God for that. But as long as we're together, to assist one another is priority. And if we work together, I want to thank Trustee Jones. I want to thank Trustee Sterling. I also want to thank Commissioner Anderson and all of those who help support the back to school event that I was able to pull together to work with a lot of the businesses in the community. And that's one of the things I will be doing very heavily, is working with businesses to help support efforts like this. When we have our issues in our communities, when things like this happen, that we as a community will be able to look towards our businesses to, again, as partners, to help in any way that they can. And so we do not want to look at our businesses as separate entities, because they're in this community. They're gleaning from the community. The community is helping them to survive, and we want in turn for our businesses to help our community survive. So I'm going to be putting together a major push for us to partner with our businesses and our businesses to partner with us more, and so that they can be here for the residents in times such as these. That ends my report, and thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Johnson?
Yes, good evening, everybody. Mayor, I do have a couple of questions for you. For one, you asked me to wait until my comments in order for you to answer the question about the IML without deputy clerk, without acting clerk. Do you mind explaining to the board what happened with that situation, please?
I sure would not. I don't mind answering. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, last week during the middle of discussion of trustees attending IML, it was brought, well, the deputy clerk should go. First time that it was ever discussed, talked about, or whatever. It was just thrown out there. So, I responded in the manner, and I did not really respond verbally. However, I'm going to invite you to go back and look at the ordinance that you just approved this evening relative to IML, specifically where it say compensation / employee travel and reimbursement. Our deputy clerk is not an employee of the village of Sauk Village, but not only that, I'm going to, and I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to invite you to go back and revisit the minutes from when the clerk asked that we appoint a deputy clerk, where she specifically stated what the role and responsibility would be for the deputy clerk. If you can remember, she stated that it was only to take minutes and to record when she was not able to attend one of our meetings. Then, if that is the deputy clerk's role, and that is only to record minutes, to set the recorder, I don't know if she was going to type the minutes or not, but if that's the only function of our deputy clerk, then I don't think that it would be, and I'll say this, I don't think that it would be fiscally responsible to spend about $1,000 because IML does not necessarily teach a session on how to turn on the tape recorder and record minutes. So that's one reason. But I also need trustees to understand, and don't reflect back on me. I am the mayor, president, CEO, however you would want to call it, but I'm not the one who votes on anything unless it's a tie. That is something that trustees bear the responsibility of. Keep in mind the distinction between our roles. So you can't say you have this authority and then turn around and ask, why did I say? Whatever I say, trustees are the ones who have the vote. And I'm hoping that that is going to put this matter to rest. Because at this point, I will not be responding to it anymore. So, going forward, if trustees want to do something different, then you're to ask that it be placed on the agenda and it's discussed between trustees and then come back for a subsequent vote at a board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation. Moving on, my next question is, do you happen to know when I will be able to receive my computer?
I do not know when you will receive your computer. It would be up to you to discuss with the individual who orders the computers. I'm not going to overstep staff at all. So I'm going to invite you to speak to the person, Mr. Finch, who's
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, Mayor. That's why I turned my computer into you, and you turned it into him in order to get the proper software.
I've given you my premise. I'm not getting in the middle of adult conversations.
Interim village administrator, is my computer finished, sir? Okay, do you happen to know why I did not get notified that my computer have been ready for 2 months? And also, is the proper software placed on that computer?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so can I please have an explanation why I didn't get notified that my computer was not as ready until I had to ask?
God is saying, well, I didn't get notified your phone was broke. You never asked me about it. I don't have to babysit adults.
It's not babysitting adults.
Okay.
Sir, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You're very unprofessional, and I think you need to watch your words with me, okay? Mayor, this is what you asked for. I told you this is
but you know what?
Mayor, I have the floor. This is my time to speak, Mayor, because this is ridiculous now. I am a grown woman, and I asked you to handle it because you brought him into our village. I didn't vote no for him. Matter of fact, you were supposed to bring him back in front of this board for another vote. That has not happened yet. That's why he's still intro. Now, do you want me to continue spilling the beans?
You are on warning. You are on notice that you cannot continue to disrupt our proceedings. Don't add to the stress level, please.
I did not add.
I'm asking that you listen at this point. I'm finished.
But Mayor, you asked for that. You did. You honestly did. You knew what was going to happen. You knew. You know me and him don't see eye to eye for nothing. He's sitting up here talking about me on social media. You know that.
Okay.
You hired this man in the village.
That is not.
I'm breaking up everything that's on the table, man, because he wanted to get smart mouth with me.
Okay, but we're not going to entertain that.
But Mayor, you asked for this, ma'am.
No,
I'm looking at you as to be the leader of the village of Sauk Village, and we are the corporate authorities. You're not holding your place, Mayor, as a proper mayor, and the people that you look forward to hiring in this village.
You lower your voice. Go back to, let's talk reasonably quiet. You
Mayor,
don't have to shout.
Because you keep cutting me off, and I have the floor, ma'am. And this is a shame that we even have to go back and forth.
Because
just like you're telling me to calm down, ma'am, I need you to correct your employees that's trying.
Please.
Mayor, I have the floor, ma'am.
Excuse me, we have
Mayor,
a point of order.
I have the floor.
No, not over a point of order. Read your Robert rules.
I know my Robert rules of order. Do you?
My point of order is that, please, let's stay in order. Trustee Johnson does have the floor.
Thank you.
Let her complete it because we have other trustees waiting, and we do not want to add, as the mayor said, to contention. So please, point of order. Let's get back in order. Thank you.
I received that point of order, and I am going to maintain, though, before I release the floor again, and that is, if there is business that can be taken care of in individual offices, through email, through whatever, it does not have to all hit the floor, especially if it's going to be explosive. So, Trustee Johnson, I'm going to ask that you resume your comments, but I am going to ask that you find it within your heart or whatever to lower your voice and not do the shouting and not, if you can do that. We're always willing to hear what you have to say, but it don't have to be because you're screaming at us.
I talked over you, Mayor. Do you understand the difference? I talked over you because you was trying to talk over me. You sat here as a leader, allowed your employee to say disrespectful stuff to me while I'm sitting up on this board. But again, you about to do it again.
Finish your statement so that the other trustees can give their comments as the point of order requested, so that we're not here until 10 o'clock. Please finish your statement. I won't respond back to anything. Finish your statement, Trustee Johnson. You have.
My next question is, Mayor, when will you bring to this board about assigning us our committees? We're still waiting for our committees. We're still in limbo on our committees. And I'm trying to figure out what's funny.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. So, can you please continue?
I'm waiting on the answer about our committees. We still don't have committees.
Do I vote on committee?
But you make the agenda.
Do I vote?
You said you was gonna bring it back. You set the agenda.
No, I informed you guys more than 2 or 3 months ago because you continued to not meet and or to table it, that I would not be bringing it back. Then it was asked, in fact, it was asked just last week for it to be brought back for the September 1st meeting. But we are only handling budget reviews on September the 1st.
So can we place it on the agenda to vote on the next board meeting, Mayor? Don't worry, I'll wait.
We'll be here all night.
This is why we can't get nothing done for this village.
Exactly.
Because you set the agenda.
Because
when it's something that you don't want, Mayor, you don't put it on the agenda. But when it's something we want, it is what it is with you. What you looking at her for?
Because she was the last person to ask that it
I'm
be
done,
on
y'all.
the agenda.
Y'all have a good evening.
Thank
You
you.
can move on.
Thank you. We're moving on. Trustee Jones.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I would like to speak not only as a trustee, but as someone who was elected to represent the residents of Sauk Village with integrity, transparency, and accountability. I support every trustee's right and responsibility to ask questions, seek information, and exercise independent oversight on behalf of our residents. That is not optional. It is a part of the oath we each took when we accepted this office. Likewise, community events that bring our residents together should be approached in a spirit of collaboration. Our residents deserve leadership that works together to support opportunities that strengthen our community and promote unity. With that being said, I would like to thank Trustee Sterling for bringing joy to our community. Even though I have been a bit under the weather, I wasn't able to come, but I heard you all had a great turnout for our block club, and it was really nice from what I've heard. I really appreciate that. You brought a lot of smiles to a lot of people's faces. As far as for Trustee Aretha Burns, I would like to give everyone their kudos. I would like to appreciate her, thank her for even stepping in and inviting me to collaborate with you on the health awareness and back to school event. We helped over 100 families, okay? And that's not only with vaccinations, COVID tests, clothes, healthcare packets, back to school event, book bags and all. That was greatly appreciated. I had flowers for you, but I got sick. And I'll bring it for you later. But that right there, during this difficult time, you know, it was very well needed. It was. And to our residents, keeping all of our residents in our thoughts and prayers. During this difficult time, your concerns are heard, and I will be following up. Public Works, I see you as well. I see you all out there working hard, and I know we haven't got hit like this before, but it is bad over there. And I see you all, we appreciate you all, and we just want to see when the north side gonna get cleaned up. But thank you. You all have a good night, and wait a minute, no. So you said that, how do we do a special meeting if that's what we're doing as far as just the budget meeting on Tuesday? Because it's a lot of things that we need to address. Can we have a meeting before the budget meeting? Like, how does that go?
We can talk about that offline. We can talk about it because, I mean, it can be before or at, no, it can't be before. Because the only reason it can't be before is because we have a couple of trustees who have a difficult time making it for 7. So therefore, it would have to be after. to accommodate, you know, your trains, whatever it is, because it is not big.
Okay, no problem. And Mr. Finch, I will see you in the morning.
Trustee Sack? No comment, thank you. Trustee Sterling?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Board of my fellow trustees, directors, residents. I also want to thank John, Public Works. You know what we went through with our home. I thank you for taking care of that, taking care of the block. Thank you, Chief Sanders, for checking on us out there for the Block Club party. You had your people come and check on us and make sure we were okay. Like Trustee Jones, I'm very thankful for my block that I'm on. We have very good people there. We all look out for each other. It's family. And the Block Club party that we had Saturday, it was much needed. It was a time for us not to think about fixing up a house, meeting with the adjuster. You know, it was just a good time to have music, barbecue, you know, a good time. I also want to thank Trustee Burns for allowing me to be part of her event. Thank you, Trustee Jones, for also allowing me to collaborate with you both. It was a wonderful event, a lot of kids, a lot of people came out to support the event. It was a good cause, and I look forward to working on other events with you. I also want to mention that I am hosting a community baby shower and resource fair. It's on September 5th. It's on a Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at the Ed Hazel Community Center. It's right across from the the police department. This event, it is for expectant parents, moms of infants 0 to 12 months, moms of toddlers 1 to 3 years, grandparents or caregivers who are taking care of infants or toddlers. We have single dads also. They are welcomed with who have taken care of infants and toddlers. I am still looking for volunteers, donations, and community partners. You can find the flyers on my trustee page. You can click and scan to register. If you're not able to scan, you can text me on my village phone at 630-921-1385. You can also go on my trustee page and you can DM me and you can register there. And thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're more than welcome. Before I bring Trustee Dr. Tanya Winston, I just need you all to know that she made us Sauk Village proud, which is what I call people who have done a wonderful work, either here in the village and in the outer world, where they've been recognized for their accomplishments and supports. And I'm going to ask that you start your comments with telling our residents why you were commended not too long ago.
Good evening, Mayor, Clerk, Board of Trustees, department heads, and residents. This past Friday, I received a congressional medallion in being selected as one of the 6 leading behavioral health agencies being recognized as the CEO who leads it. So this past Friday, I was awarded a medallion, which I forgot, and also given a certificate, which I will bring with me next week to be able to show the residents that I was selected out of all of the behavioral health CEOs. Second, this week commemorates the 63rd anniversary march in Washington, D.C. I will be leaving Thursday to be a part of that march. And what was that march about? A lot of people don't remember necessarily the march as they do the speech that happened on Washington, D.C., and that was Dr. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech. But that march was about economic rights, voting rights, and here we are 63 years later, and we now have a sitting president who is trying to remove voters' rights. So we've traveled 63 years down the line. However, it's amazing how one person is trying to push us back from where we've worked so hard to get to. So as I go, I wasn't born in 1963, so I wasn't a part of that march. But I am really looking forward to being a part. Reverend Al Sharpton is overseeing this march. So I am really excited to have the opportunity to be a part of this march and absolutely to be a part of representing Sauk Village in the capacity that I stand in. So I am reminded of a quote that Dr. King stated: an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. So I just beseech our residents to seriously think about where we've come from in voting and having the opportunity to vote. This past election, we did not even vote 10%. And I remember one of the residents asked a question of why Sauk Village is being overlooked when it comes to certain funds. Well, it's real simple. If we are not registering to vote and we are not exercising our right to vote, then what we're saying to the state and federal officials, we don't care about what it is that we get or what it is that they provide us. So each one gotta reach one and talk about the importance of us exercising our right to vote. If it is something that we don't like, we can utilize our right to vote to make a change. Thank you, residents. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Trustee Dr. Tanya Winston. I'm going to say this to our residents because a number of you have stayed with us through the duration. And as you can see, we have some highs and we have some lows during the course of our interaction. But I appreciate your staying just to see what and how your village represents, the people that you have voted for represent you at this level. And you're right. Elections are coming up. Today was the first day that petitions could have been submitted for signatures. You're going to see a lot of good behavior, adamant behavior. You're going to see a lot of it. But know that this is the political season. And I'm just going to ask that you check those out, and you decide and be informed who you would want to represent you. This should not be a popularity contest up here. And it's not about who can scream and talk the loudest. Who's willing to work along with the rest of us? Because some of us will still be here after the 2027 election. And we are going to need individuals who is willing to work on behalf of the village and not individual agendas. So, I do have one question though, and I know that I should know this. Because we do have 3 seats open, does that mean that each resident can sign at least 3 different petitions, but not more than 3, okay? I need you to know that. Usually, a lot of times, you can only sign one person, but now, because there are 3 open seats for trustees, you will be able to sign for 3 of them. That doesn't mean that we don't, I mean, the last time we had election, oh my God, we had what, 10 or 11 individuals who threw their hats in the ring. So, but just keep in mind, only 3, okay? And with that, again, I thank you for staying the course with us this evening. Thank you, directors and chiefs, for being here, and our engineer. I think that you all were very well represented by your reports, and I greatly appreciate it. But please keep in mind, the clerk asked for written reports, and I asked for your written reports by 10 o'clock on the Friday morning preceding the meeting, so that we have everything in the packet, so that so trustees can read through and be proficient in terms of some of the questions that they're asking of you, and or they would know what questions they would want to hear from you, okay? If you can do that, I would appreciate it. May I please have a motion to adjourn? So moved. May I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.